guys, today's video is going to be my experience on getting the Lancome Teint Particulier, and this is custom made makeup and it literally takes your skin color and turns it into a foundation. So this is basically, it's customized exclusively for you, and it's supposed to match your skin tone however you want it, and I will just kind of go right into my experience with it. This is basically something that you can get at the Lancome counter at Nordstrom, and this is only limited to a few locations. I am on their website right now and I'm looking here and I see that there are five locations in California, 2 locations in Washington, there's a location in Virginia, and then 2 locations in Illinois, and 1 location here in Florida, which is the one that I had went to, and this one is over in Tampa, and they are available only at Nordstrom. So when you want to do this, you have to make an appointment, and it takes about 30 minutes, especially if you are a first-time user. When you get there, they use a skin ID machine and they find your skin tone. They kind of get like a couple of different spots. For me, what my consultant did was she got a spot on my forehead, one right over here, and then I think she got like one on my neck, because for me in particular, I like my foundation to be as close as I can to my face, because my face is just like a hint darker than my neck and my décolleté. I went ahead and got a color that is closest to my actual skin color now, and that's just personal preference, but you know, your consultant will give you some advice and they will ask you if, you know, however you want to do it, you know, it depends on your liking. The next thing that they had asked was what kind of skin type you have. So for me, I have a oily combination, so oily in the center and then dry on the outside. The technology enables them to put in as much moisture or as little moisture as you want in the foundation. What's cool about this foundation is that it has a natural finish, and that just means that it's not going to be mattifying or it's not going to be dewy. It just has a really nice natural, literally looks like just, you know, your perfect skin. When they take your skin ID, it shows you everything. Like, it shows you, because this foundation is made up of red, yellow, black, and white, I do believe, it tells you how much of each color goes into this foundation, which is really awesome. And then they also have a spectrum on the bottom of how cool or warm tone you are. For me personally, I was very, very warm. Like, there was cool on this side and then warm on this side, and then in the middle there's neutral, and I'm like right here, like super warm. So but that's, you know, that to me, that's not surprising. I know that I'm warm tone, I just didn't know how warm tone, and apparently I'm very, very warm. What's really cool is that you get to choose your coverage. So it goes from sheer to medium to high coverage. I personally got the medium coverage because sheer would be literally, I might as well just wear nothing, and then high coverage, I don't really need high coverage because I like when my freckles show through, so I really like that, and I really like the medium coverage. If you guys want me to do a wear test, I'm more than happy to do a wear test for you sometime. For now, I'm just going to do a comparison between this Teint Particulier against my all-time holy grail Lancome foundation, the Teint Ultra, the 24-hour one, and this one is my absolute favorite. This is my go-to foundation, especially when I'm going to work or when I know that I'm going to be out for a really long time. I guess to finish up with the experience, it was really cool to see the foundation getting mixed, and then so the machine puts in the amount of the colors for you that are, you know, to your skin. It gets put into a machine that shakes it up and mixes it up. After that, what the consultant does is he or she will take out the bottle, and then they set it up into this bottle right here. It's pretty much a really cool bottle. They actually set up the whole thing. So there's a bottle inside of this one. It's a plastic bottle, a clear plastic bottle. They have this container that houses it, and then they have this top part which goes on, and this is the pump. The pump isn't spring. There's no like, there isn't like your typical, you know, like tube spring kind of pump. This is one of those like air kind of pumps where it pumps by air. I think that this is my only gripe about this foundation or this container in general. I can sit here for like 5 minutes and pump this thing and nothing will come out. So I'm like kind of doing it loosely right now, but there's like nothing coming out, which kind of, I will sit here for like 5 minutes just like squeezing the heck out of it just to get some sort of foundation on here, and nothing. So that is my only problem with that. I don't know if it's user error or if that's just the way that their pump works. I guess if it gets all of the air out of the container first and then, you know, just the product. This bottle comes with 0.7 fluid ounces or 22 milliliters. And then what's really cool is that the sticker they print out from the machine, it says customized exclusively for, and then your name. And then down here it has your complexion ID, and then it has a batch number. So that way, if you use this up and then you want to get another bottle, the complexion ID is the number that you want to give them if you call back at the counter and then get another bottle of it. As far as pricing I want to go over with you. It is kind of pricey. It's not your typical, you know, foundation that you can find in the store. It is $80. As somebody, if you are someone who has a really hard time finding your specific shade in foundation, I would really recommend this because it is so like, it's customized for you. So what more could you ask for, right? So this is exactly your shade and how you like it, and they make it so that it works for you. When you make an appointment to get this foundation, you also, this part is like, this is kind of silly, but you get this really awesome box. And a thing with me is that I really love boxes for some reason, but you get this really awesome box and your foundation actually can be housed in this box as well. So I like to actually store my bottle right in here just like this, and then I like to have it displayed like on my table or something like that. And I don't know, it's just something, this box is like super sturdy and it's just a really well-made box. For some reason this just got me. So this is definitely something really cool, I think, personally. And so yeah, so you get this really cool box, and that is part of your, you know, take home, as well as this really awesome foundation. Now to compare the Particulier against the Ultra 24-hour one, which is my holy grail, like I said before. This one, like I said, is $80, and this one is $47 normally. This one has a matte finish to it. It says that there is a matte finish, shine-free finish. So this one is supposed to last 24 hours. This one has SPF 15 in it, and then as far as I know, there is no SPF in this one, but there is like moisture and everything, so which is why it has that natural finish instead. This one, amount-wise, it has 0.7 fluid ounces, and this is 1 fluid ounce. I don't know if you guys like keep up with Lancome stuff, but they actually came out with more shades throughout the range. So now they total in 40 colors in this formula, and I think that is great because everybody needs, you know, I really feel like a lot of brands should branch out, especially if they have a really good formula and people really like their formula. So I'm really happy that they decided to extend their line, their color selection. So that is amazing. And then this one, of course, it is personalized to yourself, which is the amazing thing about it, especially, like I said before, for those of you who have a really hard time finding your particular shade in any sort of foundation. To compare these two against each other, now that you know how much comes in each product and then how much they cost and the little differences between the two, You know, I would say if you were to ask me which one I would pick, I think just because, so okay, so here is the stipulation around this, I guess you can say. The reason why I would choose this is because of the fact that it is customized, especially just for my shade. I don't have to worry about this shade, you know, going too dark or too light or changing colors on me. I don't notice that when I put this on, I don't notice that it oxidizes at all or has any sort of weird funky color change. It literally is the same color throughout the whole day. This one, however, it doesn't, I wouldn't say it oxidizes, at least not on my skin. I know that one of my best friends has this formula and it oxidizes on her, but this one I don't find it to oxidize on me. But I do know that this may have a chance of oxidizing because of the fact that it does have the SPF in it. So I would choose this one again, even though it is pricey, but because of the fact that it's literally made for my skin, I would definitely choose this one over this. However, if I was on a budget at the time, then yes, I would definitely pick this one up, even though it's not customized to my skin color, but it is close enough. And there is just a little bit more product in this one, so that makes it a little bit better, and it is almost half the price of this. So this one in the long run would last a longer time, but I feel like I personally should have this in my collection, especially for like, you know, really like nice events or like nice kind of, you know, or maybe just those days where I just want to wear something nice, you know, on my face. So that is something that I would keep in mind with this. But I mean, just look at it. I've explained before that I'm not really big on packaging, but you know, sometimes, yeah, sometimes it just kind of gets you. So this one, definitely, I do really love it. Alrighty, so I put the box back here, and then I'm going to go ahead and move into the demo of applying this foundation onto my face. When I was in the store, the consultant definitely recommended that when applying this foundation to use like an airbrush foundation brush, because she said that this is the best way to get kind of like that natural airbrushed look. When I did use this, I used this about 2 or 3 times already. I just got it like a couple days ago, but I've used it a few times already. And when I did use the foundation, I did use this brush in particular. This brush is the It Cosmetics for Ulta. This is their airbrush foundation brush, and this one came in a set of other airbrush brushes. So this one is particularly for the airbrush foundation look. And what I'm going to do is actually use one side for a brush, and then I'm going to use the other side for a beauty blender just to see what the difference is. On the back of the package, it does have directions, and it just says shake well before use and to store at room temperature. So I'm going to shake this up. Now I've already applied a moisturizer to my face, and I'm not going to put a primer just specifically for this demo, just to show you guys how it goes on the skin. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to use the brush and do it on my left side or your guys's right, and apply that just so that you can see, and then I'll do my right side, your guys's left, and I'm going to use this one for the beauty blender or the booty blender. So like it said, I'm going to shake the bottle, and I'm going to apply some here, and I will probably fast forward this part because I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get enough product on here for one side, so just bear with me here. Okay, I'm going to start with just putting some here, and because that's probably going to be too much anyway, I find that you don't really need that much product from this foundation. So I'm going to put the rest of the product onto my beauty blender and use that for this side. So I'm going to just go ahead and brush it on, and as you can see, it is pretty much like my skin tone. The more that I blend it in, it just gives my skin an even complexion, because I do have a little bit of redness here and there, especially like around the corners of like my nose, and then a little bit right here. I have a little bit of redness right here, and it just kind of evens everything out. So it gives a really nice natural finish to everything. And so my skin is just one even skin color. I'm gonna grab a little bit more from that Booty blender and do my forehead. And there you have it. There's still a little bit of redness like right around the corner of my nose, but that's okay because I don't know, something about the nose area is just really hard to get into, and I don't really ever like to put too much foundation there because of the fact that for me personally, I do get that creasing right there. So this is what it looks like with this one side, and you can see that is literally my skin color. Like it just, everything is just so seamless now. So this is the natural finish, and you can see it doesn't have that mattifying effect, but it just looks very, very natural. So that I definitely love that about this. At the time I didn't set it, but I am going to set it today because I want to put some more stuff on my face, like blush and bronzer and everything. So you can see that compared to this side, I have a little bit of uneven complexion, you know, some redness right here, definitely redness around my nose, and like a little bit of redness right here. But just seeing this side, it just gives a really nice natural, like it just looks nice. Like it looks nice and it feels nice. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin or anything. I can hardly feel it. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my face. So this is definitely really, really nice. Moving on, I'm going to use the Booty blender for this side, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get some more foundation onto here. So I've got a little bit. I find that kind of tipping this upside down like this, kind of like shaking the product to the top of the bottle, kind of helps get some more product out rather than, you know, moving everything to the bottom part. All right, so I got this much onto the Booty blender, and then I'm going to go ahead and dot it all over. And I probably didn't even need this much, but that's what I'm rolling with. I'm gonna go right here. So I'm going to put this all over this side of the face, my right side of the face, just like I normally would with any foundation. And you can just see, look at that. Like it just, I don't know, it's just, I know this is just foundation, but like they weren't kidding when it literally is your skin color. So this is definitely like just really awesome. Okay, so I'm just finishing up this side with the Booty blender. I can see why now they tell you to use a brush with this, because you know what, actually the application with like an airbrush brush, like an airbrush foundation brush, works a lot better in my opinion, because the product gets distributed a lot more evenly and you can cover, you know, more areas of your face, more crevices of your face, I should say. Now that I'm done with this side of the face, let me just get this bottom part. So now that I'm done with this side of the face compared to this, I'm not really quite sure if you can tell like the difference. This one's a little bit more thin of an application. I did use quite a bit of product, but this one is a little bit thinner than this one. So you do get a little bit heavier coverage with a brush instead of the Booty blender. So this one is a lot, I mean, I like this side with the brush a lot better. I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, that's pretty much, I find that the application and the finish of this side is a lot better than this side. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and set my face with some powder, because for me personally, I always set my face with powder no matter what, because I don't really like to have this come off anyway, like say if I'm hugging somebody or if I happen to like rest my face on something. I don't want it to come off. So I'm going to go in with my trusty NYC translucent face powder, grab some of that. I'm going to go ahead and grab this powder brush, this gigantic powder brush, and I'm going to take some of that powder and just set my face. And that is that. I've set my foundation, and it kind of, because of the powder, it kind of mattifies my foundation just a little bit, which is completely fine to me. And me personally, I feel like it doesn't matter what kind of foundation I use as far as liquid goes, but when I set it, it feels like it lasts longer for me. So I really like to set my foundations. This color, it just looks so good. Like it is literally, it just, the more that you wear it throughout the day, the more it just looks like your skin. And that's what I really, really love about this formula in particular. So I'm going to finish the rest of my face and I will be right back. Okay, so I just finished the rest of my face and there you have it. So I definitely love the finish of this foundation, and it really does last a really long time on the skin, just like all of their other foundations. And I absolutely love this foundation, so I do recommend this. And if it's too much for you, then I definitely recommend the Teint Ardell Ultra, and that one is the one that is the 24-hour matte one. Another thing is that they also did mention that this one is more similar to the Miracle formula, or the finish is at least. So if you don't like matte, then you can definitely look into the Miracle one. And that is it for this video and my experience at the Lancome Teint Particulier. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let me know if you want me to do a word test so I can actually show you guys how long it lasts on the face and what happens throughout the day. So that is it. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'll see you next time.